Okay, so these are some things that you can do for working on basic arousal control with your dog that gets stressed up and has basically very poor self-control. And what I like to do is with this is at first I want to take out the absence of the motion of a thrown object, whether it's a frisbee or a ball, but if you're in the habit of throwing something for your dog, I want to bring that back down and have the dog not running after this at first. We're actually going to toss this into the dog. And I want to do things very specifically, and I also want to use my quiet voice. It's really important to use our quiet voice to help the dog learn that we are setting up some control for them. So let's just start real easy here with right. Come back. Good girl. Hey, Frisbee. Yeah. Go here. Yeah. Sit. Good. So what I want to ask the dog to do is I'm going to have her move off of this, and I'm going to come over here and have her offer a sit for me. Yes. I'm going to move back. Yeah, good girl. Really good. Really good. Thank you. Good girl. And I'm just going to repeat that, waiting for the dog to sit on its own. Yes. Good girl. Really good. Oh, yeah. Really good. Drop. Thank you. And once my dog starts getting the hang of that, then I'm going to add the stay word, and I'm going to back up further, but I'm still going to toss it. So I start first with the dog offering a sit for me. Yes. Wait. And then I'm going to use my release word and simultaneously throw the frisbee at the dog's mouth. Go. Good girl. Really good. Really good. Really good. Nice. Nice. Drop. So I'll repeat that. Again, I'm always waiting for the dog to offer or sit first for this. Stay. And I'm going to move out here, face the dog, and release and throw at the same time. Go. Good. So I'm basically wanting the dog to catch the frisbee within their first step off when you tell them the release word. So we're working on very controlled things. And again, you can always lower the sound of your voice. For the purpose of this video, I'm trying to speak clearly and a little louder so you can hear me, but I actually like you to lower your voice when you do that. Okay, so our next step, once we have the dog doing this well and it's not getting too over aroused, we want to move on to the next step. So once I get them used to the lack of motion of this being thrown for them to chase it, and I've got their brains, you see that? Drop. So we got a little out of control there for a minute. She reached up and grabbed my frisbee. So I immediately took it away from her. So now I want to add a little bit of motion. And I'm going to have the dog offer the sit again. Back somewhere back here. Stay. I'm going to say stay. Now I'm going to add slight motion with the frisbee. And all I want you to do at the beginning is simply drop it at your feet. And then you're going to release the dog to it. Go. Nice. Good girl. Really good. Good girl. Really good. Drop. Drop. And then as we start doing that, sorry. Wait. As we start doing that, we're looking for the dog still having control of its mind, that's not getting over the top, getting out of control, that it's not having barking fits at us, but we're wanting them to be thoughtful. And we only progress through each step as the dog is prepared. So once we're good at just dropping it at our feet, then we're slowly going to add back in the motion of the frisbee moving away to the dog. But I'm still going to hold the dog on a stay and give them a release word before they go get it. Where are you? Wait. So I lead out. Now I'm going to toss it just a little bit in front of me, adding a tiny bit more of motion. Go. Good. Good. And then along with that, now that I've added a little bit of motion, then I'll start adding a little more distance. Ready? Ready? Good, thank you. Good, good. Thank you. Drop. Good. Stay. So now with the little bit of motion I've added, now I'm going to add duration on the dog's stay before I release them. So the little bit of a toss. Go. Good. So I slowly start adding duration, and what I would like you to do in slow increments is each time you go to like toss it maybe a couple feet away, more and more at a time, before you move it to the next spot of you tossing it further away, I want you to add more duration, up to 10 seconds. So slowly add duration as you incrementally are stepping up the distance at which you are tossing it. Because that tossing is what we are testing the dog's self-control over, of whether or not they're going to break their stay, and it's giving us a really great idea of what we're going to need to work on our dog. So have fun with this and enjoy training arousal control in your dog.